Hey guys, ever got stuck in the middle of a sentence or said something instantly and wished you could take it back? Or maybe at times you're not able to say anything at all and the moment passes away and then you regret, oh my god, it would have been better if I could have said this, right? Examples of your fumbling around these conversations, right? And the topic for today is communication fumbles and how are we going to deal it from now onwards, right? And I want all of you to build that ability to deal with this communication fumble because it's a big hindrance to your personality. It's a big black spot on our personality if it continues to happen over and over again, right? I hope that makes it clear. Please do stay connected in all my sessions because here we are going to understand how to enhance our communication, our body language, as well as how to achieve that fluency, that attractive fluency, yes, to impress your bosses all the time, right? And how to gain that confidence to level up yourself in industry. So be there throughout the session. This is English Fairy here, and you will get lot number of new things to learn in my session.
So let's be very honest. All of us have fumbled at one or the other time in our lives. Okay, maybe during a presentation or whenever you're standing or talking to your crowd, right? So these could have been one of the top reasons, that is nervousness or anxiety, lack of clarity, lack of pronunciation, confidence, lack of preparation concerning your own topic, poor vocabulary or fluency. All of these could have been the top reasons for why you fumbled at one or the other place, right? And now it's high time that you need to actually learn to get out of it, okay? Rather than escaping out of the situation, you need to delete the specific communication fumble from your system, and that is what is going to make you very perfect in all respects, right? And that is what we are going to learn in this particular video, how to achieve a proper speech, eradicating this specific shortcoming, that is communication fumble, which pulls your performance down everywhere, right? And so we are going to work on this today. It's just like gripping a ball, trying to throw it somewhere, but all of a sudden it slips out of your hand and you don't know which direction it's going to hit on. Okay, so finally your message is lost. That is what the idea here is, which I want to tell you, that your message is finally lost. And when your message is lost, actually you haven't communicated it the right way. Okay, so it's the way how a person throws the ball, that is what matters. And if you are not able to throw the ball the right way, that shows that you were not good enough with your grip inside, right? And that is what has to be improved. Your ways of communicating have to be improved. And that is what is going to build more confidence, right? Whenever you have team players, okay, in a team, what is required? Everybody should be very much proficient in what they do, in the way they play, okay? Everybody in a team wants every person to be a champion on the ground. And a champion cannot have meager levels of English that you know now, right? We need a person who's ready to grow all the time, okay? Who is interested in growing all the time. When you don't have that person who is interested in growing, obviously nobody would ever like a demotivated workforce with them, yes? Who is not ready to grow, who is ready to earn, but he or she is not ready to grow in the right direction. And do you like a sapling or a plant which is not ready to grow? Yes. Any other time, people are going to uproot it and they might replace it with some other plant, which isn't acceptable and which is not going to suit us. Okay. And we want to have proper grip in the company we are working for. And for that, also whatever changes and whatever switches we need to take on, yes, we are ready to take it up. Communication fumble. The problem is still there inside deep within us, and we are not able to, vomit it out. I want all of you to vomit this communication fumble out of your system so that your system feels relaxed inside. Okay. And this is what I actually want. You need to enjoy the vibe after that. Yes. And this communication fumble has to, get out of your system anyhow. Okay. Whatever is required, we'll do it here in these sessions. And that is why I am creating these training sessions wherein first of all, the very first session is just to make you feel comfortable throughout how you're going to, move out of it. And first of all, you need to accept that, yes, you have that disease. You don't have any well-framed sentences inside you, or your instincts are not powerful enough to send you those messages, what you have to actually utter out in the crowd there. Okay, so you start feeling disrespectful for your own self when you are not able to behave the way it is required. Okay, or you might be too much of an intellectual person, but the things are not coming out the right way. How will it make you feel respected in that particular environment? Okay, so what happens is you start hesitating, you start keeping things inside, or maybe you're not feeling comfortable, or you want the meeting to end quickly just because there could be some other instances when somebody again comes up to you and brings up a question forward. Okay, then again you have to take the lead and say, so people don't take lead in such situations, they rather love to escape out of these situations, right? Because of the communication fumble. Again, that's the problem here. Okay, I hope you understand. Everybody is able to get through what I'm trying. That is what we are going to discuss today in this video. I want all of you to be there in this video. This is going to be my very first session, communication fumbles, and I'll be telling you how you are going to deal it at your industry level, right? And this is going to be something very different for all of you. This should finally change for all of us, right? Everybody would have gone through this communication fumble state one or the other time in life. Probably some are there, won over it, some are still struggling. So what my target crowd right now is everybody who tends to actually improve or work on his or her communication should be part of this video. And I want all of you to be there throughout this video, and you will find something very fruitful. So be there till the end and do utilize this segment very nicely. Okay, apart from this, we'll be covering many other sessions, which is going to be the core part of my sessions, right? What all topics I have in my mind, I'll be discussing on a later date, okay? On some other video, because today we are going to stay stuck to the communication fumble part. How do you develop over those communication skills? How do you get out of those fumbles? How do you vomit out those fumbles from your system? Okay, and how do you make yourself breathe easy all the time while you speak in English? Okay, while you communicate in English with your people around. Okay, that is what is the confidence level I want you all to have, to possess by now, because you are already engaged into your work, into your industries, and by now part of your office, which hasn't been given much of attention for a long period of time. But what happens is when you enter into any particular industry, what is required out of you? First of all, at the very first instance, they want a unique personality, a very different personality, a person who has a different vibe, who leaves a different impact on people, and who is well versed with their communication skills, right? This is what is the very first requirement when you enter into an industry. And why is it being so tough? It isn't a rocket science, yes? Finally, we are learners, and any day, every day, we can start learning different things now. And whatever industry you belong to, what is required for you is to be passionate about learning more all the time, right? And putting those things into your usage, right? Just like you are if you are working on one particular language, you have to, learn another segment, a new language also, then you have to code all of that. Now, don't you think updation is required everywhere? So why not with spoken English? Why not with your personality, right? Everywhere spoken English is working, helping out you a lot in n number of different ways, even while upscaling yourself or getting promotions or getting nicely paid. What all is part of your dream? Spoken English is actually running concurrently around it. Everything revolves around the spoken English, right? Yes. So what you have to do is finally you need to master the skill of communication, right? First of all, master the skill of communication. Then also do master certain words, vocabulary, XYZ things, which are also going to part of these sessions, right? So I don't want anybody missing out on my sessions, because this is something which is going to help you a lot. And if you are able to memorize things or keep those things in mind, which I am going to discuss here in this video, then that's a jackpot condition, I would say. Yes. You have already won the race. Half of the game is already played. Half of the things have already been done in that game. Common examples of communication fumbles. The very first being the over-explainer. Now, you are nervous in a presentation in your office, and you start rambling. You go on explaining the same thing over and over again using 4 different ways, and the result is your audience tunes out, right? Second important thing is the wrong word slip. Now, what happens with wrong word slip? You wanted to say something else, but you ended up saying something extremely different, right? Suppose I wanted to say that I'm excited about this opportunity, but I ended up saying I'm anxious about this opportunity, right? So what is this? This is again a communication fumble here, because The word changes the whole vibe here. Okay. Third important point here is silence. Now, you are there in a group amongst many people around, okay, many intellectuals around, and when they come up to you asking some question, so your mind goes blank. You're not able to say anything, and a moment passes away. That is something again which doesn't give a very good picture of yours, and so that is again a communication problem. More important point is the mixed signal, right? The mixed signal wherein you are portraying something else and you're saying something else, right? Your words and actions are not actually properly aligning with each other. They give a mixed signal to your audience. And what happens is you're saying, I'm fine, but actually your face shows that you are angry. Okay. So this is a kind of mixed signal which doesn't let people understand finally what you are up to. Okay. So these are certain everyday communication fumbles which impact the people, how they see us. Okay. So that is how it is. Experience these fumbles. Please do let me know in the comment box, right? Let's get to the good part. That is how to fix your communication fumble. Quick tips that are going to help you understand how you're going to manage your communication fumble from now onwards. Okay. So for all the new English speakers or the new learners, I would suggest that since English is not in your practice right now, as of now, try understand that always speak slow. Even for fluency creators also, even for fluency masters also, I would suggest that you should opt for speaking slow in English so that you can be well understood by your audience all the time, okay? And they find listening to you more interesting. The very first point how you're going to do is, first of all, slow down, right? Slowing down means that you do not have to be in a rush to speak in English. Organize your thoughts, okay? Remember that you have to maintain a rhythm of thoughts along with the language that has to be used. Okay, so organize yourself, prepare yourself, breathe in, take your time, and then utter your words. Okay, so slow down when speaking in English. Another important thing is practice speaking. Always remember that just like any other skill, English speaking also comes with practice. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to start practicing more. Okay, to let it emerge out in the best way, you need to start practicing it. How you're going to do it, just pick out a random topic every day and look at yourself in the mirror. Organize your thoughts, take your 1 minute, organize your thoughts, okay, organize your speech. And then after 1 minute, start speaking for another 1 minute. Okay, watch yourself, how your gestures are aligning along with your speech, okay, how your expressions are aligning along with your speech, and do rate yourself, right? Okay, be your own judge. Let yourself know that you're doing a good job every day and keep yourself motivated all the time. Okay, do not be a critic for your own self, right? Okay, always find out the good things in yourself, doing on that, and do recognize some points wherein you need to polish yourself more. Okay, find out those points and build and then put them to use again, and that is what is going to show you remarkable improvement in your own self. Okay, then another third point is be very clear, direct, and precise. Whenever you're talking to somebody, in English, okay, always go for simple sentence construction rather than using some complicated English language. Okay, right? So you have to build your meaning around the sentences which are easy to comprehend, easy to understand by your audience. Okay, it shouldn't be a big task for them understanding what you are actually saying because you know then your audience tunes out, right? You cannot catch them, you cannot attract them, and that is what is the problem that causes, that gives a kind of miscommunication happening there rather than a proper communication. Okay, then what you have to build in is a very active listening. Okay, now active listening skill means that you should be a very good listener, first of all, because for good communication, you need to be a good listener also. Okay, wherein when you listen to people, then only you're able to frame your own answers. You're able to understand what has to be said. Once you are a very good listener, then only you can actually replicate what is required to be said there. Next is active listening. So good communication starts with active listening. So just do not wait for your turn to talk. Listen to the other person very carefully, right? So that they also feel well absorbed and you also get some time to think over and finally frame your answers accordingly, right? Okay. So your body speaks louder than your words. So remember that. Maintain that nice smile, use those wonderful gestures while talking, and keep that eye contact in place, right? And your vocabulary, okay? So use 1 to 2 new words or phrases daily, learn them, try, understand them to the fullest, and start using them in your regular conversations every day. Okay, that is going to help you out, and then you will see the magic there. Okay, that you are able to retain things, and those things are not going into dormancy, right? You'll be able to find out everything for yourself. Also, have some rescue phrases prepared for yourself when you get stuck somewhere. Very first one being, sorry, let me rephrase it again for you. Okay. Another thing is, this is a bit hard to explain, but and you will see how these rescue phrases help you recover so gracefully out of these situations wherein you feel extremely nervous. Okay. So I hope you understand that communication fumbles are normal. They are just part of your learning, growing, and becoming a better speaker, right? So here's the key. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Always be afraid of staying silent, okay? And it's always a journey. You tend to experience new things and then you start working on it, okay? So take it as every fumble is a chance to improve yourself, to work on yourself, okay? So next time, whenever you fumble, just smile and say, let me try that again. Because that isn't failure. That is what is called as real communication. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, do let me know in the comment box, and also practice one tip every day for yourself. Own it, learn it, understand it, and practice it. See you next time. Keep learning.